Welcome to another episode of WrestleCast. I am Chucky, and of course, as you know, I always have my thoughts, my opinion on the wrestling business. And we're going to start with TNA is basically dead. Now, over the last year, TNA has had so many issues. They've almost gone out of business twice. They got bailed out by Billy Corgan. Billy Corgan just recently filed a lawsuit against Dixie Carter, which makes it where she can't sell the company. But then Anthem Sports had to come in because they don't have enough money. They owe Billy Corgan millions of dollars. They got sued by the state of Tennessee for back taxes. They owe this person money, and this person money. But then you look at TNA as a whole, and then they signed Cody Rhodes, but Cody was smart because he only signed on for a couple shows. The company is in such disarray that you can't even watch it anymore. Like, you have this, and this happen. Like, Sanity debuts in NXT, so they decided to do the BCC, which is just James Storm, Bram, and Eddie Kingston. But then you have stuff like them trying to push Lashley like Lesnar, but then Lashley loses to Eddie Edwards. The Knockouts division is in array. The X division's in array. And you can't really... They built Decay up so high, and then they pushed him down. Broken Matt Hardy, and now Brother Nero, but then Broken Matt Hardy now has amnesia. Yeah, so what's happening is TNA has no identity right now. Nobody wants to touch it because they know that it's like on the verge of destruction. And if I was Billy Corgan, I would just move on and I would go do something else. I would start my own wrestling promotion. But one of the things is he introduced that MMA type title, the Grand Championship, which has already become a joke. I think Aaron Rex held it for like 2 weeks, and then Moose won it. It's just like everything is falling apart with TNA. I don't know how they can build it. Like, they used to have their own identity, but now it's like a lower grade WWE, which is not a compliment by any stamp. TNA needs to do something. I don't even think they can fix it. I think the biggest problem is Dixie Carter. Dixie Carter is not a godsend. She's horrible for the wrestling business. She's just as bad as Vince Russo. Dixie Carter can't fucking do anything right. She's alienated so much talent that have left. A lot of people are on the verge of just leaving TNA because they don't think they're going to get a fucking paycheck. They used to have pay-per-views every month, and now they have 2 a year that feel like shit. So TNA is basically dead, in my opinion. Next, it's WWE has 3 bad shows in a row, because you really can't call them pay-per-views anymore. Okay? Backlash, Clash of Champions, and No Mercy, because I did not watch Hell in a Cell. I basically was like, why watch it? So, you have really bad matches. Super bad matches with bad finishes. And that's what WWE's turning into. Like, the shows are crap. The shows are absolute garbage. It's like they lost their ability to make a good wrestling product anymore. I can barely watch Raw and SmackDown. NXT is the only thing good. Like, Raw is starting to kill the cruiserweights. You have Braun Strowman, but you're not pushing him hard enough. You have freaking Randy Orton joins the Wyatt families, and then Baron Corbin was supposed to be on the Survivor Series team, but now he's not. You have crappy women's matches, crappy tag team matches. You have You have James Ellsworth on SmackDown ruining the segments. Dean Ambrose has turned into a fucking crappy ass fucking joke lately. On the Raw side of things, it's like, where's the good storylines that used to feed all the way through? And now at Roadblock, apparently Roman Reigns is gonna get another shot at being champion when he's the U.S. champ. Why don't they do something fucking different? Do something different. And SmackDown, people that should get pushed aren't getting pushed. And then Ziggler is Intercontinental Champion again, and the Spirit Squad's been on there, and the Headbangers. But then you have Kalisto's able to take Baron Corbin out of the equation. I'm not seeing their cohesiveness, and now Kane they try to turn Kane back into this badass. So I just don't understand anything. I don't understand what they're doing with the product. But let's move on to something a little bit different. Now, Shinsuke Nakamura has been considered one of the best people to bring in. But you're going to bring him in. And since they brought him in, he has injured multiple people. Now, nobody thought it was a big deal when Murphy got hurt a little bit. But in the NXT title match with Samoa Joe, Samoa Joe's jaw got so fucked up that he really hasn't wrestled much since TakeOver. That's why they've been doing this different angle thing of him just beating the shit out of people. And then recently, Austin Aries got injured. And the bad thing is I believe Aries and Strong were originally queued in to win the Dusty Rhodes Classic Tag Team Tournament. But Aries got kicked straight up in the face, and Aries actually dropped like a bad habit. Now, a lot of people say, oh, you should get people tougher. Well, Aries has to have surgery. His orbital bone in his eye is fucked up. He could lose vision in his eye, all because of Nakamura. Do you really think Nakamura is now going to get brought up to the roster? If he can't tone down his style, who's he going to wrestle? He can't do that. There's only a couple people like maybe AJ, Anderson, Gallows, Owens, maybe Rollins, but not people like Roman Reigns and your John Cena's. Imagine if he was in a match with Cena, what could happen? The ramifications. Nakamura is too reckless in the ring, and if he's actually, like, he can barely speak on the mic, so if he's going to actually advance higher, he's really going to have to tone it down, because you can't wrestle a Japanese style in the United States. AJ Styles learned that, and AJ's altered a little bit. Gallows and Anderson don't hit as hard as they did when they wrestled in New Japan, but Nakamura has just got to learn, because especially since Aries is out until February, maybe March. Samoa Joe, freaking as tough as nails as he is, his jaw got fucked up, but he didn't go on the injured list. So he's really got to tone it down. Next is the New Day the worst tag team champions in the history of the business? Yes. They have used the tag team titles as a gimmick, not as being champions. I think right now WWE is just having them hold on to the belts so the New Day can break Demolition's record, because there's still heat between Vince McMahon and Bill Eadie of Demolition. But they don't have good feuds. They don't have good matches. Like, they haven't really progressed as a team. So you could say that, like, Anderson and Gallows pushed through and had good feuds. Cass and Anderson have. Road Warriors did when they were there. The Horsemen, Hardys, Edge and Christian, the Dudleys, Edge and Rey Mysterio. You can pick a lot of tag teams that were better than the New Day. New Day are so low on the totem pole. Like, their comedy has just gotten horrible lately. And it's just the whole testicular-itis thing they were doing, and them really trying to just push through. I can't stand it. Like, how come the New Day have not dropped the tag team championship? Can you tell me people haven't been ready? Can you tell me that the Lucha Dragons weren't ready? That you couldn't give the titles to Sheamus and Cesaro as much I would have hated it. You couldn't give the titles to Big Cass and Anderson, to Gallows and Anderson, to Big Cass and Enzo, to... There's so many teams that you could have just put the titles on, and New Day could still do the same shtick, because they're passé, they're boring. I turn the channel when they're on. It's just, how come the New Day can't do something to reinvent themselves? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. They are the worst tag team champions of all time, in my opinion. And now I'm going to say something, and all you little fans are going to get pissed off. Screw the Divas. The Divas Revolution is fucking shit, and they focus way too much goddamn time on the Divas. You have, I've seen clips of it, one of the worst Hell in a Cell matches I've ever seen with Charlotte and Sasha. Charlotte and Sasha just traded the Divas title, or the Women's Championship. You don't have... Are you telling me that Charlotte can't feud with Nia Jax? Are you telling me that Bayley's stuck in a rut? You got Dana Brooke, who fucking sucks. They're repackaging Emma to make her more sexy. On SmackDown, Carmella and Nikki Bella, Natalya, old news. They're not getting feuds. The feuds suck. The feuds are garbage. The Divas Revolution is a pile of garbage, and that's all they focus on. Divas Revolution, Women's Revolution, women in wrestling, blah, 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 blah. If they put that much emphasis on the World Heavyweight Championship matches, people might care about it, but here's something. The shows are crap. Garbage. And it's making everything suffer. I don't want to see Charlotte and Sasha again. I sure as hell don't want to get what I heard a rumor about, that they're thinking about letting the women main event WrestleMania. No, 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 no. They had a chance. It sucked. Move on. Okay, next is Tommy End has been signed by the WWE. Now, Tommy End is a great wrestler, very innovative, has a really unique look to him, and them signing him, he could really go far. And I think he'll probably spend a short amount of time in NXT, and then he'll get brought up to the WWE. I've seen him wrestle, I've seen his ring style. It's not too hard-hitting. So I think that should be really good for him. The wrestling business is suffering right now. It's suffering from creativity, people taking chances, feuds being built, too much emphasis on bringing old stars to come back for matches, like Rock, Goldberg, rumors of Hogan coming back, still focusing on Taker, Kane. They don't build new stars, they don't build feuds, they don't make the title mean anything anymore. And it's just like the wrestling just is suffering like bad promos. Like you don't feel intense rivalries right now. You really don't. Like something needs to get infused into the business. Whether it's TNA, whether it's WWE, whether it's Lucha Underground, it just, you need that like shot to the chest to make it good again. I've seen, like even me as a hardcore fan, I have been watching less and less wrestling because it's just, it's not as good as it was. And it's not the PG era, it's not that the shows are 3 hours, there's no competition for them. WWE does not try. They have not tried for a really long time. They need to try to get better, try to have a better show, and fix their fucking problems. Now the last subject I'm going to talk about reverts right to that. The Universal title, to me, is equivalent to a World Television Championship. The World title does not mean anything right now. The Universal title, which is a new championship, which is supposed to be up here where you want to fight, you want to scratch, you want to claw to get that championship, like the WWE title. But it feels like a television championship. Like, I think if they let Owens be more like Steen than like Owens, the title might mean something. His feud with Rollins was lackluster. Having Jericho as part of the team, lackluster. Beat down to win Hell in a Cell instead of him legitimately fighting to be the Universal Champion. They haven't built up the title. They haven't made it mean anything. And to me, it's just crap. I look at it and I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? That title is supposed to mean something. Because you could tell when Balor had it, they had all these plans to make it great. But then Rollins and Owens happened, and then Triple H interfered, and then Triple H has not been seen on TV since. And they haven't really explained anything, and now they're just kind of, a lot of things are on the back burner. It's kind of like creative, like they don't know what to do. They're like, we have this great material, but should we go here? No, we're going to go the funny route. Because there's lots of things they could do to get Owens over and make him even more of a monster fucking heel. He could beat people down. He could rip the crowd apart on the mic and talk so much crap to everybody, but he doesn't. The Universal title doesn't mean much. And the business in general is like a big pile of garbage right now. I'm hoping it gets better. Survivor Series is next weekend, and after Survivor Series is over, I'll do a video response to it and let you know what I thought. But to me right now, I don't know what's going on with the wrestling business. I watch old stuff more than I watch new stuff, and I don't know. So this has been WrestleZone, and I will see you next week.